Hello everybody, this is HD Shaves here. I'm back with another video. Hope this finds you well and in good spirits. Well, curiosity killed the cat, and in this case, my curiosity was piqued because of my blades. Perhaps you've been seeing these in a few YouTube videos over the past few weeks, and I was interested to try these because blades are a funny thing in the whole shaving gear lineup, in that blades often are the least thought about thing in the whole equation, and they're also the thing that we spend the least amount of money on. But as you all know, if you have a blade that is defect or doesn't go well with your razor, then that can ruin the whole shave. So it's like blades matter, but then they also don't. And I think My Blades is coming at this from an interesting marketing perspective, in that they're really focusing on the fact that they're 80% recycled. They're supposedly made with fewer fossil fuels than traditional blade making methods. And I'll read to you what it says on the back here. It has a little description in a few different languages. It says, "My Blades double-edged razor blades were defining the way the world shaves. A meticulously sharpened edge combined with a resilient platinum coating creates a razor blade that will give you the closest shave. My Blades are manufactured responsibly with superior recycled stainless steel using clean, fossil fuel-free energy." And at the bottom there's an address for their parent company, My Brands Limited, out of Berlin. So I really like the packaging. First of all, this is how you get 100 blades from them. They come in a box like that. And then inside there are these little 10 blade tucks like this. And I'll go ahead and show you one that I already have open here on the side. And each blade comes with some sort of saying on the outside. Tomorrow is now, right? It's funny trying to read it backwards. And then on the back, they have their brand and then their website at the bottom. So each blade is double wrapped and there's no wax used. I read them say somewhere that the wax is wasteful to the environment, and so that was important to them to get rid of that. I'm going to show you the blade I have going in my razor already. It's been used one time, and this is what the blade looks like. The first thing that you might notice is that the ink is not as dark as some other blades that you're familiar seeing. And it has a little razor logo at the top, and then at the bottom it says My Blades. Additionally, it has a side A and a side B. Perhaps that's for quality control purposes. But to the naked eye, there does seem to be something different about the way that that blade is stamped or put together. I wouldn't say it feels lighter or something, because blades are so, well, light to begin with. I think it would be difficult to notice something like that. But there is something that seems different about the blade when you hold it in your hands. And so maybe that's something going for them, in that, it's not like it feels exactly like a Paul Silver or a Gillette Silver Blue. It does seem to have something different going for it. I'm going to be using the same kind of gear for the shave today that I have been using for a while, which is the Carve Overlander here, the aluminum. I've got a Wolfman Razors synthetic brush here, and I have a Declaration Grooming Sweet Lemon. And so I'm going to go ahead and make a lather and bring you back in, and we'll talk more about My Blades. Stay tuned. Okay, we're back, and let's do the first pass here with the Overlander. I'll start with the most important thing about these blades, which is they work well. I have been using them exclusively for a couple weeks, and I've had great experiences with them. I would say they are just as good as my usual rotation of blades. I really like Persona MedPrep and also the discontinued, supposedly discontinued Paul Silver Super Iridium. Those are the blades I use the most. And also I've seen a few videos of YouTubers using these blades, and everyone has had a similarly positive opinion. So that's good. Like I was saying earlier, blades are funny because you assume that they're going to be sharp. They're a razor, so by definition they should be sharp, and they should be comfortable because of whatever coating they put on them. But then I distinctly remember a couple of years ago I was getting a little more adventurous and wanting to try some more exotic blades, let's say. Blades that were still like manufactured under the Gillette umbrella, but they were sold in kind of specific countries and only in those countries. And let me tell you, I tried some bad blades during that time. So yeah, that's one of the funny things about blades, I suppose, is there will always be bad ones out there, I guess, because of perhaps the markets they're being sold for. And, you know, blades are very subjective, and it's always possible that there will be a blade that your friend really likes and doesn't work with your skin at all. So that's just the funny thing about them. First pass, very easy. I'm going to rinse and then bring it back in for pass number 2 in just a moment. Let's go for pass number 2 across the grain, mostly. So as far as I can tell, these blades are made in Germany. I have been speaking with a person by the name of Moritz, I believe, who was the person I reached out and asked if I wanted to try some. And he's also been very good at answering questions I've had. I'm going to include the MyBlade email down below, and you can feel free to message them and ask more specific questions that you might have. He's been very responsive and honest with me, and I've appreciated that, because of course I am going into this with a little bit of skepticism. That's kind of my job in making these videos, is I want to try to consider all different points of view. But they've successfully backed their Indiegogo campaign, so it seems like these will be for sale for the public soon. Like I said, there's a few of us that have already done YouTube videos with these, so you can always search for another video if you don't particularly care for mine. But I'm also hoping that soon non-YouTube people will be able to try them, and you can read their feedback, because of course it's going to seem a little biased if we're making videos about these blades, whereas hopefully you could trust kind of a third party a little bit more. And I think the introductory price for these 100 packs is something like 25 bucks, which nowadays, with the prices of things, that doesn't really seem that crazy, especially considering that it's a company where you can at least talk to someone. That was part of the kind of mystery behind blades to me previously, was that we could never get in touch with anyone because these blades are made on, you know, they make millions of them per year, and the traditional wet shaving hobbyist section of their market is insignificant to them, basically. So this is a different thing that you are able to talk to these people. Okay, I'm going to do a rinse and then come back for the final third pass. Third pass, against the grain mostly. I think my final point today should be about my experiences and how recycling and the environment are viewed differently in the US versus Europe, or at least the European countries I've been to in the past 5 years. I'm not saying one way is right or one way is wrong, but in Western Europe where I've been, it's standard basically that every kind of product that you might buy has a lot of information about how it was made, how you can best dispose of it, perhaps recycle it. And so to me, this idea that a German company is going to manufacture these razor blades that are made of mostly recycled material, and they're trying to reduce their environmental impact in the way that they make these. To me, it would seem to be perfect for the European market, and people who are really, focused on being environmentally conscious. I think as Americans also, it's easy for us to forget that, and I've met some of these people over the years, that they live in other countries and they only come to this way of shaving for the fact that you don't have to buy plastic cartridges, the fact that you can use these blades and then dispose of them or recycle them after. And those people are really not concerned about the bells and whistles side of shaving. They're almost like minimalist shavers. And so for those people, I could see where maybe it would be very important to them to buy a blade from a company like this. Again, I'm not trying to take a specific side here at all, but in my experiences, that has been the difference in how these European countries view this kind of stuff versus how we do here in the States. And just doing a little touch up here. These blades are not super sharp, they're not like a feather, but they're sharp enough and absolutely get the job done. So that's the most important thing. Okay, I'm going to rinse, put on some aftershave, and come back and talk to you over post-shave for some final thoughts. All right, I'm back. I used alum and received maybe slightly less feedback than I normally do, so that's good. And I just put on a little Eufros balm. So to summarize, these blades, they work. That's the most important thing. And I, again, will leave the link to their Indiegogo page where you can learn more about what they're planning to bring to market, more about their products. I believe they are doing more than just razor blades, like maybe some kind of more affordable safety razors also. And I, again, encourage you to ask questions to that email address that I'll include down below if you have more specific questions than I maybe could have answered in this little spiel. I'm sure some of you all are more detail-oriented when it comes to blade making things. And so, again, I encourage you to reach out because Moritz has been very responsive and professional with me. So for now, this has been HD Shaves. Thank you so much if you made it this far. Take care. We'll see you again next time. Goodbye.